How's everybody doing tonight? Well, as many of you know, we've got the Faster Pastor Cup coming up this weekend. Actually, tonight they're going to race. And I've asked each one to share just briefly. So first, before we get started tonight, my buddy Doug Merrick, he's a missionary to the Tigray region of Ethiopia, and he's going to spend a little bit of time sharing with you. So here's Doug Merrick. Apologies, folks. We thought we were going to have a little bit of time here before hot laps. We're going to see what we can do about this.
All right, good evening, everybody. And welcome to the Sabine Speedway. Well, this evening, I have the privilege of sharing with you what it means to be a Christian. The word Christian means little Christ, or somebody who looks like Christ. Jesus Christ, the Christ of the Scriptures. It means to be a follower of Jesus Christ, somebody who knows Him, who trusts in Him, and who does His will. You could see it from the Old Testament to the New Testament in the Holy Scriptures. It means to walk with God like Enoch did. It means to be a comfort to your people like Noah was. It means to be blessed of God like Shem, the firstborn of Noah. It also means to be God's chosen for the world, the one who's to be a blessing to many people like Abraham. He was the father of many nations. It also means to be courageous like David, courageous for your people, courageous for your family, courageous for your nation, but most of all, courageous on behalf of the name of the Most High God. It means to be one who points to Jesus Christ, to His salvation. Now we look at all those great things that those men did and how they lived by faith, how they walked with God, were a comfort, were a blessing to all nations, how they were courageous. But it also means to be like that humble tax collector who went to the temple. He wasn't like the Pharisee who thought he was so good because he tithed 2 or 3 times a week and gave the best that he had. He was humble. He wouldn't lift his eyes to heaven. He had his eyes toward the earth, and he beat himself on the chest and he said, "Lord, be merciful to me, a sinner." And that's what it means to start being a Christian. It means to know yourself as entrapped by, enslaved by, dead in, poisoned by transgression of God's law, sin against His holy will. Once you recognize that, you're in a good place. You're in a place where you can be forgiven of your sins. You can no longer be an orphan in this world, wandering here and there until you die, experiencing only the miseries of this life until hell. You can begin to be a child of the Most High God, a follower of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. God gave His Son. The Son of God came into this world, was born of a woman, the Virgin Mary. He lived a perfect life, that which we cannot do because we are sinners inside and out. So what does it mean to become a Christian? It means to know yourself in need of the mercy of God. It's not just choosing heaven. It's not just the benefits of being a child of God. It's turning to God. It's turning away from your sin and trusting in the blood of Jesus Christ. His death for your life. His resurrection for your justification. To be made right with God. To be the righteousness of God. To be His son. To be an heir of eternal life. To get the righteousness of His Son, Jesus Christ, while your sin is placed at the foot of the cross where Jesus died for your sins. He's risen again. That means there's hope. We know that we live in a world where there's so much death every single day. There's so much hopelessness. There's people who don't know what they're even here for. And they go to extremes. The sin in their heart, just like the sin in your heart, the sin in their heart comes out and does heinous things, heinous crimes. It's in your hearts too. But you know the Lord can save you. Salvation is of the Lord. Turn unto Him and be saved. Be saved from the wrath to come. Be saved from the miseries in this life that are the result of your sins and the sins of all of us, the sins of all humanity. God will forgive you. You'll begin to live as a forgiven person. Trust in Jesus alone. That's what it means to be a Christian. It means to live a life of following Jesus Christ. Once you've turned to Christ and you've laid your sins down, you say, I can't help myself, I can't save myself, I just need your mercy. He'll make you a saint. He'll make you one of His holy ones. He'll make you one of His children immediately. It's accepted by faith in Jesus Christ. But it's not a dead faith. It's not a faith where we just, we say, okay, I believe that, and I just go on and live the way I live. That's not repenting. That's not being saved from your sin. Being saved from your sin means He begins to give you a new heart. He gives you a new heart, a new life. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to speak to them tonight. May the Lord bless you. May you know this great salvation, this great forgiveness, the joy of being in Christ, the joy of being His child. I know what it's like to have been changed, to have my heart transformed. I know what that's like. There's joy in being in Christ. There's joy in belonging to God. There's joy in following His will. And may you know that great salvation. God bless you.
Thank you, Brother Doug, for serving us in that way. Hello and welcome to Sabine Speedway. My name is Joshua Bell and it's my pleasure to be your announcer this evening. You can find us on Facebook at Sabine Speedway and you can find me on Facebook at Joshua Bell-Announcer. If this is your first time to Sabine Speedway, here are some of our courtesy rules that you should know. During green flag competition, please remain seated so that those behind you can see the action. Also, please do not stand along the fence while the cars are racing. We ask this for your safety. We will start with what we call hot laps. That's what's going on right now. These are practice laps for the drivers to make sure their cars are working properly. After hot laps, we will have our opening ceremonies followed by qualifying heat races. These races are short in distance, and the purpose of them is to determine the starting order for the feature race. Feature races will be longer, typically 15 to 20 laps, and the finishing order will determine the payout to the drivers at the end of the night. In action tonight, we have the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. That's what is before you on the Speedway right now. They're battling for $7,500 to win tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, they will take place in 2 passing point style heat races. To line up, the top 4 will be locked in tomorrow night's Saturday main event. The rest of the cars will be lined up in B mains and C mains in order of their passing point qualifications. We also have tonight the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. They're racing for $750 to win. It's a complete show for them. And the front wheel drive 4 cylinders, as well as the Faster Pastor Cup. It's going to be a great night here at Sabine Speedway for the Friday night of the Battle on the Bend. Green flag waving on hot lap session number 2 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. So another session of BOM Bank Factory Stock Hot Laps now on to the Speedway. The B1 of Kyle Cummings, he's from Minden, Louisiana, the defending king of the hill, $10,000 victor last season at Boot Hill Speedway. Jamie Shirley drives the S1, he's from Columbia, Louisiana, followed by JT Turner from Minden, Louisiana in the 35S. The 99 rolling into turn number 3, he's from Cleveland, Texas, that's going to be JT Garland. And the 2K of Nicholas Kirby from Laneville, Texas. The 20 was last night's Fast Qualifier $1,000 winner from Mineral Springs, Arkansas. It's Club 20, Neil Kemp. And from New Waverly, Texas, the 56 is Craig Pursley. Driving the 24 car from Inez, Texas, that's going to be John Lita. And from Anacoco, Louisiana, the 7L is Dwayne Raines. On to the Speedway now from Texarkana, Arkansas. The 18 is going to be Terry Tussey, followed by the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. He's from Cut and Shoot, Texas. The 09 of Dawson Moore comes to us from Bastrop, Louisiana. And the 3G of Donald Kane out of Willis, Texas. That black car down the back straightaway. The 36J is Justin Whitehead out of Texarkana, Texas. The C7 is Vic Case from Jonesboro, Louisiana. Josh Ellender drives the 50. He's from Plantersville, Texas, followed by the J27 of Scotty Case from Marshall, Texas. The 14 is going to be Ryder Cantillo. He is out of St. Amant, Louisiana. And now rolling into turn number 1 from Lufkin, Texas, the 1T of Richard Tubbs. class. The F5 going to be racing Graham tonight out of Shreveport. The 25, Hunter Armstrong. Luke DuPont in the 05. Jack DuPont in the 06. The 71K was Hunter Hollis from Houghton, Louisiana. The 7 was Robert Vander Waters out of Pineville. Rolling onto the track for hot laps, it's the Faster Pastors. The 33 will be driven by Tim Roberts, Team Racers for Christ Chaplain, as well as the pastor of Burkeville Church of God in Burkeville, Texas. '23 is going to be Brian Ray, pastor of First Baptist Church in Robeline, Louisiana. The 11M is Jimmy Spate. He's the pastor of Mount Zion Baptist Church in Manny. Chris Waters driving the 4JC. He's the pastor of Lewis Chapel Pentecostal Church in Marthaville. And Tommy Lewis in the C49. He's the youth pastor of the Life Church in Manny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hot laps are complete. It is now time for our opening ceremony, so we ask that you would please rise. Praying for us tonight will be the pastor of the Life Church, Jim Manning.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight. We're so thankful that we can have this moment together and enjoy this time of fellowship. I pray your protection over each and every one of us. I pray that you put angels around about us. And Lord, most of all, I pray that, God, your presence would be with us. We give you glory. We give you honor. You're a great and a mighty God, and we thank you for this evening. In Jesus' name, amen.
And singing the Star-Spangled Banner, Miss Christy Ray.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Championship Series Limited Modified Heat Race number 1. We will utilize passing points for every class here tonight. On the pole from Hightston, Louisiana in the C&R Air Electric L&D Firewood Jeremy's Repair ATV and Motorcycle, Rusty Miller Farms, number 3R of Justin Robinson. On the outside pole from Mooringsport, Louisiana, aboard the Outlaw Transmission, Outback Boat and Motor, New York Life, Otto Grosinger, Tri-State Battery Supply, number 00 is J.D. Ammons. On the inside of row number 2 from Lumberton, Texas, in the R&L Truck Repair First Class Septic All-American Race Engines, IRP by LN7, number 955 of Robert Metz Jr. Chris Freeland driving the 91 from Bastrop, Louisiana. Braylon Dusang in the 78 out of Alexandria, and Tony McCormick from Manny in the 5. Here we go for heat race number 1 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. J.D. Ammons and Justin Robinson lead the field into turn number 3 for the first time tonight. Robert Metz Jr. trying to make something work down on the bottom side of the speedway. Attempting to pull even with Justin Robinson for the second spot. He'll now slide in front in 1 and 2. Robert Metz Jr. now into the second spot. J.D. Ammons out front in the 00. Justin Robinson rides in third. Chris Freeland in fourth, but now battling for third side by side through 3 and 4. Chris Freeland's got the spot. He's in third. Justin Robinson fourth. Fifth is Tony McCormick. And Braylon Dusang rounding out the field at the moment. J.D. Ammons continues to lead in the 00 Outlaw Transmission Machine. The R&L Truck Repair number 955 of Robert Metz Jr. in the second spot. And sitting third, the CCR Converters number 91 of Chris Freeland. Halfway home, 4 laps down and 4 to go for J.D. Ammons. Cars beginning to distance themselves from one another. Just 3 laps remaining for the 00. Two laps to go for Ammons. Looks like there may be a problem for the 91 of Chris Freeland. He's off the pace in 1 and 2. Justin Robinson will overtake that spot as Freeland pulls into the infield. The 91 is done in his heat race. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for J.D. Ammons. Robert Metz Jr. pacing behind, just about 4 car lengths behind the race leader as they roll down the back stretch and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Taking heat race number 1 from the outside pole, J.D. Ammons will get it done in 00. Robert Metz Jr. will finish second place in the 955. Behind him, third place will be Justin Robinson. Fourth is Tony McCormick. And rounding out the field will be Braylon Dussain. So your top 3 cars in third from Hindston, Louisiana. The 3 are of Justin Robinson. Second place from Lumberton, Texas, the 955 of Robert Metz Jr. And taking the win out of Mooringsport, Louisiana, the 00 of J.D. Ammons. Before the second heat race for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds, we're going to let this faster pastor take a spin. Doug Merrick in the F5. He's a missionary to the northernmost region in Ethiopia, the region of Tigray. Green flag waving for Doug Merrick. Heat race number 2 will line up like this for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. On the pole from Sweet Lake, Louisiana, in the Joel's Auto Sales Allgaier Incorporated Best Engines Western Flyer Race Cars, number 9J is Wyatt Wilkerson. On the outside, out of Texarkana, Texas, driving the American Automatic A&T Delivery Best Engines IRP Race Cars, number 32 of Justin Whitehead. In third from Vidor, Texas, behind the wheel of the Wills ATV, old number 7 Bar and Grill CB Race Engines IRP Race Cars, number 15 of Tracy Denby Jr. And from Marshall, Texas, the Rollos Auto Sales Arclitect Speedway Rick Sisk Power Plant IRP Race Cars, number 22 of Rollo Pilkington. To the inside of the final row From Seeper, Louisiana in the FTS Supply, Bodies by 88M, CBC Welding and Fabrication, Grubbs Racing Engines, number 07 of Adam Ware. And your final starter is from Bossier City, Louisiana, aboard the SS Detail Black Sheep Motorsports Amsoil Smiley's Racing Products, Smiley's Racing Chassis, number 1 of Matt Ebarb. Wyatt Wilkerson, Justin Whitehead, Tracy Denby Jr., Rollo Pilkington, and Matt Ebarb able to make the call. The 07 of Adam Ware, nowhere to be found. So here we go. We're going 8 laps in distance. Passing points utilized for the American Championship Series Limited Modified. Side by side for the race lead, Justin Whitehead and Wyatt Wilkerson. Whitehead will peek ahead down the back straightaway. Last weekend's winner, Tracy Denby Jr., works the high side in the 15 car. Trying to roll around the outside of former winner here this season, Wyatt Wilkerson in the 9J. They're side by side for second. Rollo Pilkington in the 4th spot with Matt Ebarb in 5th. Gets a little bit crossed up coming out of turn number 2. The one of Matt Ebarb will lose some ground there in the 5th spot. Justin Whitehead, your race leader. Tracy Denby Jr. now able to relegate Wyatt Wilkerson to the 3rd spot. Denby rides in 2nd. 4 fast cars right there out front. Justin Whitehead, Tracy Denby Jr., Wyatt Wilkerson, and Rollo Pilkington in heat race number 2 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Contact made for the race lead between Tracy Denby Jr. and Justin Whitehead, and that's going to bring Wyatt Wilkerson with nowhere to go. Makes contact with the 32 of Justin Whitehead, and the caution flag will wave. The American Championship Series is here to give money back to the drivers. The ACS is a 100% payback point series for factory stocks and limited modifieds. The complete payout is listed on our website. Register for $100. We track your progress and you win money. That's simple. Participating tracks are listed online as well at AmericanChampionshipSeries.com. We got 3 laps down and 5 laps to go. Wyatt Wilkerson, now your race leader. Justin Whitehead unable to continue in the 32. Tracy Denby Jr. will be penalized for the caution and sent to the back. Rollo Pilkington in second. Matt Ebarb in third. Lights are out. We're going green in turn 4. Green flag flies, and here we go. Contact with the wall by Matt Ebarb in 1 and 2. Here comes Tracy Denby Jr. to the inside there in stair-step formation through 3 and 4. Wyatt Wilkerson has the race lead. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Rollo Pilkington right there, and Tracy Denby Jr. knocking on the door to the outside. Here comes Rollo to the inside of Wilkerson. A little bit of contact, but he's able to take the lead down the back stretch. Here comes Denby to the inside in 3 and 4. He'll slide in front for the second spot. Rollo Pilkington, your new race leader. Tracy Denby Jr. now in second. Wyatt Wilkerson races third, and Matt Ebarb rounding out the field. Denby Jr. gets a little bit crossed up through 1 and 2. He'll lose some ground, but no positions there. Flagman Larry Horn waving the white flag. 1 lap to go. Down the back stretch into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waving. He's going to win from 4th. Rollo Pilkington in the 22. Tracy Denby Jr. comes home second after starting 3rd. Wyatt Wilkerson in the 3rd spot, and rounding out the field is Matt Ebarb. So your top 3 cars in 3rd from Sweet Lake, Louisiana, the 9J of Wyatt Wilkerson. 2nd place from Vidor, Texas, the 15 of Tracy Denby Jr. And taking the win from Marshall, Texas, the 22 of Rollo Pilkington. Heat race number 3 for the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds will look like this. On the pole from first class, from Bridge City, Texas, in the first class septic all-in-one plumbing all-American race engines, IRP by LN7, number C7 star of Corey Neal Jr. On the outside from Heinston, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the Hagen Racing, DNK Forestry, CB Race Engines, Larry Shaw Race Cars, number 78 of RC Hagen. Your 3rd starter is from Glenmora, Louisiana, in the Stealth Transmissions, Low Construction, Edelman's Engines, Moser Chassis, number 24T of Mason Taylor. Taylor Bowes in the 21XL, he's from Gladewater, Texas. Andrew Rossum from Texarkana, Texas, and Logan Crayon from DeRidder, Louisiana, in the 5C. Corey Neal Jr. out front early as the green flag waves. R.C. Hagen rides in the 2nd position. Mason Taylor, Logan Crayon, Taylor Bowes, and Andrew Rossum rounding out the field. Rossum now to the inside of Taylor Bowes for the 5th spot. Gonna look to the inside of Logan Crayon for 4th out of turn number 4. It's a side-by-side duel. A little bit of contact there. Taylor Bowes right back to the inside of Andrew Rossum. And Rossum going to get crossed up there. So out front, it's Corey Neal Jr. leading the way. R.C. Hagen not too far behind in the 78. There's a big gap between 2nd and 3rd. Mason Taylor holds the 3rd position. With Logan Crayon in 4th, Taylor Bowes in 5th. And Andrew Rossum rounding out the field at the moment. Halfway home. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Top 2 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field. Corey Neal Jr. looking strong as always. 2 laps to go for the C7. White flag in the air, 1 lap left for Corey Neal Jr. R.C. Hagan in the second spot. No change in the field for the last several laps as Corey Neal Jr. enters the backstretch. Off of the backstretch into 3 and 4. Final time, checkered flag waving. Corey Neal Jr. wins heat race number 3 from the pole. Second place from the outside pole, R.C. Hagan in the 78. Mason Taylor started third. He'll finish third. And Logan Crayon moves from 6th to 4th. Taylor Bowes and Andrew Rossum rounds out the field. So your top 3 cars in third from Glenmora, Louisiana, the 24T of Mason Taylor. Second place from Hineston, Louisiana, the 78 of R.C. Hagan. And taking the win from Bridge City, Texas, the C7 star of Corey Neal Jr. Here we go for the BOM Bank Factory Stock Division, the first of 6 heat races for session number 1. They're going to line up like this on the pole. From Robeline, Louisiana, is going to be Dalton Dubois. To the outside pole from Longview, Texas, the 81 of Ricky Ingalls. Keith Herring racing in the 50X. He's from Ruston, Louisiana. The 22T of Thomas McNeil. He starts 4th. McNeil is from Livingston, Texas. Curtis Twardeski from Huntsville, Texas in the 27T. On his outside from Robeline, Louisiana, the 77 of Tyler Dubois. Dustin Hennigan driving the 22 from Marshall, Texas, with JT Garland on the outside from Cleveland, Texas in the 99. Brian Cook in the 100 plus from Florine, Louisiana. The 56 of Craig Persley from New Waverly, Texas. And Blake Griffin at the tail of the field in the 23B from Leesville, Louisiana. Lights are out. 10 laps in distance. The first heat race of the night for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. The battle on the bend is underway at Sabine Speedway. Green flag waving. A pair of heavy hitters up at the front. Dalton Dubois and Ricky Ingalls both in the top 10 in qualifying last night. Ricky Ingalls will lead the way. Dalton Dubois leading the way out of turn number 4 in the 55 car. He'll lead lap number 1. Ricky Ingalls in second. Keith Herring holding on to the third spot with Dustin Hennigan right behind him. He's going to try to move into third, and he'll do so at the edge of the backstretch. Keith Herring in 4th. 5th is Brian Cook. 6th place is Tyler Dubois. Side by side for 7th between Craig Persley and Blake Griffin. A little bit of contact, and Craig Persley able to squeeze by. JT Garland to the inside of Blake Griffin now. So out front, it's Dalton Dubois. Ricky Ingalls in the second spot. Dustin Hennigan in third. Top 4 cars breaking out. Dalton Dubois, Ricky Ingalls, Dustin Hennigan, and Brian Cook. Keith Herring holding on to the 5th spot in the 50X. We're halfway home, 5 laps down and 5 to go for heat race number 1. Craig Persley trying to make some moves here to the inside of Herring and Dubois. They're going to go side by side, and Tyler Dubois hops a wheel. He's going to spin around in turn number 1, but he'll keep it rolling. The 77 of Dubois will lead us under green. Not sure if he knows that his brother Dalton is out front, not wanting to stack up the field behind him. 22 of Dustin Hennigan closing in on the 81 of Ricky Ingalls, but here comes Brian Cook to the inside. It looks like Hennigan's off the pace. The 22 of Dustin Hennigan loses much ground there. Still rolling in the 4th spot with just a few laps left, as Dalton Dubois leading him out front. Brian Cook closing in on Ricky Ingles. It'll be 2 to go this time. 2 laps to go this time for Dalton DuBois. Ricky Ingles in second. Brian Cook in third, trying to make his way into the second position. Dustin Hennigan in fourth, with Craig Pursley all the way up to fifth after starting 10th. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for DuBois. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkers waving. Checkers waving for Dalton DuBois. Ricky Ingles will come home second. Third is Brian Cook. Fourth, Dustin Hennigan. And Craig Pursley rounding out the top 5. Blake Griffin up in smoke at the exit of turn number 4. So your top 3 cars in third. From Florine, Louisiana, the 100 plus of Brian Cook. Second place from Longview, Texas, the 81 of Ricky Ingles. And taking the win from Robeline, Louisiana, the 55 of Dalton DuBois. Heat race number 2 for the BOM Bank Factory stocks will line up like this on the pole. On the pole from Minden, Louisiana. Behind the wheel of the Automotive Solutions CB Raceworks Chad's Auto and Exhaust Outlaw Race Cars, number 65 is Michael Turner. On the outside pole from Montgomery, Louisiana in the Verda Auto Body, number 0 is Mike Lavaspear. To the inside of row number 2. From Alexandria, Louisiana, in the Henry's Auto Salvage, Bennings Heating and Air, Don Cylinder Heads, Team 91 Chassis, number 7S of Cortland Smith. Your 4th starter is from Lufkin, Texas, aboard the A&B Body Shop, A1 Towing, Advanced Performance Engines, IRP Race Cars, number 1T of Richard Tubbs. Starting 5th from Jonesboro, Louisiana, in the TJ Bond Land Services Homebrew Horsepower Battle Wagon Race Cars, number C7 of Vic Case. And to his outside from Texarkana, Arkansas, aboard the Texarkana Tire and Wheel Pro 1 Transmission, Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 18 of Terry Tussey. Your 7th starter is from Minden, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the Debbie Calendar Realtor, Chad's Auto and Exhaust PTS Race Engines, Chad Calendar Race Cars, number B1 of Kyle Cummings. And to his outside from Falk, Arkansas, starting 8th on the grid, Awards 4-Wheel Drive Pro 1 Transmission, Tyler Green Trucking, number 25 is Gary Harvin. Your 9th starter is from Bossier City, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the Twin City Towing, Harold's Transmissions, PTS Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 55M is Cody Myers. And to his outside from Willis, Texas, in the Grant Whitney Racing, number 3G is Donald Kane. Your final starter is from Inez, Texas, in the 3L Farms, J&R Leda Farm and Ranch, Tony's Mobile Home Service 2.5 chassis. Number 24 is John Leda. Here we go for the second heat race for the BOM Bank Factory stocks. Mike Lavaspear rolls around the outside of Michael Turner. Lavaspear will lead the field out of turn number 4. Michael Turner in second. They're nearly 3 wide for third. The 1T of Richard Tubbs in third. Fourth was the C7 of Vic Case. Cortland Smith, Kyle Cummings side by side with the 25 of Gary Harvin right behind. Terry Tussey, Cody Myers, John Leda, and Donald Kane. Mike Lavaspear leaving the field in the 0 car. And it looks like problems for the 1T of Richard Tubbs. He's slowed and off the pace. Off at turn number 2 and down the back stretch he goes, limping, trying to get off at the Speedway. The 0 of Mike Lavispear, still your race leader. Michael Turner holding on to second. Third place is Vic Case. He's looking to the inside. And the B1 of Kyle Cummings in fourth with Cortland Smith rounding out the top 5. Gary Harvin in the 25, trying to pull even with Cortland Smith for the 5th position. Cody Myers right there in the 55 in. We're halfway home, 5 laps down and 5 to go. Vic Case and Kyle Cummings both able to get by Michael Turner for the 2nd and 3rd positions. And here comes Cummings to the inside of Case, trying to make a battle for 2nd as Lavispear continues to lap. Leads the laps that are winding down. Kyle Cummings in the 2nd spot at that circuit. They cross the stripe. The B1 moves ahead of Vic Case for 2nd. Two laps to go for the 0 of Mike Lavispear. B1 of Kyle Cummings is closing the gap for the race lead. Does he have enough time? Just about a lap and a half to work with. White flag coming out this time. 1 lap to go for the 0 of Mike Lavispear. Kyle Cummings will pace behind him in 1 and 2, looking for a good run off of 2 and down the back straightaway. He's going to seek the high line as they enter. Try to cut down to the bottom through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waving, and Mike Lavispear holds on, leading flag to flag. Kyle Cummings 2nd, 3rd is Vic Case, 4th Michael Turner, and Cortland Smith rounds out the top 5. Cody Myers went off the track right before the finish and lost about 3 or 4 positions in the rundown. So your top 3 cars: in 3rd from Jonesboro, Louisiana, the C7 of Vic Case. 2nd place from Minden, Louisiana, the B1 of Kyle Cummings. And taking the win from Montgomery, Louisiana, the 0 of Mike Lavispear. Heat race number 3 for the BOM Bank Factory stocks, and this is how they will line up. On the pole from Anacoco, Louisiana, and the Howard Lewin Construction Powell & Son AMS Racing Engines MRC chassis number 44 of Toby Earhart. On his outside, out of West Monroe, Louisiana, in the Floorworks Body Shop, PTS Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 125 is Lou Lyles. Your 3rd starter is from Sarepta, Louisiana. Driving the Titan Custom Floors, number C8 is Jeremy Crumpler, and his outside from Bastrop, Louisiana, in the CCR Converters, number 09 is Dawson Moore. Your 5th starter from Colfax, Louisiana, in the original Parker Chairs and Swings, Joel's Auto Sales, Don's Racing Engines, Wild Child Race Cars, number 9 of John Parker Jr., and his outside from Provençal. In the O'Reilly Auto Parts, Joey K's Garage Service, Holman Race Engines, Bootlegger Race Cars, number 15X of Dakota Wyatt. Nicholas Kirby from Laneville, Texas, in the 2K. Stoney Dubois in the 1 from Robeline, Louisiana. Jamie Shirley in the S1. He is from Columbia, Louisiana. Dalton Faulkner in the 27. And right off the bat, we got a problem for Jeremy Crumpler. He'll spin it into the infield. The 10th starter from Cut and Shoot, Texas. That's Dalton Faulkner in the 27. And Rodney Howell in the 3 from Colfax, Louisiana. BOM Bank was established in June of 1903 in Montgomery, Louisiana. Local businessmen saw a need for a financial institution to open in order to help the needs of Grant Parish. BOM now employs over 130 staff members among 16 branches across Grant, Natchitoches, Sabine, Bienville, Bossier, Caddo, and Rapides parishes, as well as Sabine and Angelina counties of Texas. As a community bank, BOM takes pride in offering the best products and services for our customers, strives to provide and revitalize our communities by volunteering and providing financial literacy, and invest in our staff by continuing their banking education. For more information on BOM Bank, visit BOFM.com. So it will be an original restart. Caution will be charged to I believe caution charged to the C8 of Jeremy Crumpler. He will retain his starting spot for the original restart. 10 laps in distance for heat race number 3 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. Nicholas Kirby, Dawson Moore, and Jeremy Crumpler 3 wide. Here comes Dakota Wyatt to the inside in the 15X. Toby Earhart leads lap number 1. Lou Lyles and John Parker Jr. are right there knocking on the door with Nicholas Kirby in the 4th position. Dakota Wyatt and Dawson Moore side by side for 5th. Here comes Wyatt to the inside trying to overtake that position. Dakota Wyatt has 1 win on the year here at Sabine Speedway in the BOM Bank Factory Stock Division. Here comes John Parker Jr. to the inside of Toby Earhart looking for the race lead. Earhart holds it in the 44. And some problems for the 2K of Nicholas Kirby. He'll dive down low and lose some spots. Here comes John Parker Jr. to the inside, but Toby Earhart continues to lead in the 44. And we've got one stopped in 3 and 4. It's the 2K of Nicholas Kirby. Lights are out. We're going green with 2 laps left. 2 laps gone. 6 laps to go. 3 laps down and 7 to go. Toby Earhart still leading in the 44. John Parker Jr. trying to get by in the 9 on the bottom side. Here comes the 09 of Dawson Moore around the outside. He's in 3rd, 3 wide behind Dakota Wyatt for the 5th spot. The 27 of Dalton Faulkner trying to move up through the field. We're halfway home. 5 laps down and 5 to go. Toby Earhart has led the whole way thus far. Toby Earhart, John Parker Jr., Dawson Moore, Dakota Wyatt, Dalton Faulkner is your top 5. And here comes John Parker Jr. to the inside. He's going to move into the race lead. The 9 of John Parker Jr. takes it over. Earhart in 2nd, Dawson Moore in 3rd. Here comes Faulkner around the outside in the 27. Keep your eyes on the 27. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway as Faulkner rolls right around the outside for 2nd. Rolling out of turn number 4, John Parker Jr. is your race leader. Dalton Faulkner in 2nd. 3rd is Dawson Moore. 4th, Dakota Wyatt. And Rodney Howell in 5th at the line. Problems for the 44 of Toby Earhart. Losing several positions there. And now he's going to tangle it up with Jamie Shirley. And we've got one hard into the wall off the back straightaway. The 125 of Lou Lyles. I need Joe Spell and Noah Merrick to report to the tower, please. Joe Spell and Noah Merrick to the tower, please. Joe, he's coming to you. He saw you. We've got 7 laps complete, 3 laps to go. John Parker Jr. is your race leader. Dalton Faulkner in the second spot of the 27. He's choosing the outside line for the upcoming Texas-style restart. Foy Chevrolet Buick GMC is proud to serve the areas of Manny, Alexandria, Natchitoches, Leesville, and Mansfield, Louisiana, as well as Hempville, Texas. By providing only the best customer service possible and the highest quality new and used vehicles at exceptional prices. Whether you're looking to buy or lease, our dealership is sure to have the perfect vehicle for you at a price you can afford. Visit foymotors.com or stop by the lot on San Antonio Avenue in Manny. Seven laps down, 3 laps to go. John Parker Jr., your race leader in the 9. Dalton Faulkner in the 27. He's the second place running car, choosing the outside line. The 09 of Dawson Moore in third. Lights are out. Here we go. Dawson Moore in the third spot. Dakota Wyatt in fourth. Here comes Rodney Howell around the outside of Jamie Shirley, and Dalton Faulkner knocking on the door for the race lead, but 2 laps to go. John Parker Jr. was right where Dalton Faulkner is for many laps to start this race, trying to get around Toby Earhart for the race lead. And here comes Dalton Faulkner trying to do just that to John Parker Jr. in heat race number 3 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for John Parker Jr. And Dalton Faulkner going to try the high line through 1 and 2. He'll lose some ground there at the exit of 2 and chase him down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkers flying, here they come. John Parker Jr. is going to win the heat race. Dalton Faulkner in second, third is Dawson Moore, fourth Jamie Shirley, and Dakota Wyatt rounding out the top 5. So your top 3 cars in third from Bastrop, Louisiana, the 09 of Dawson Moore. Second place from Cut and Shoot, Texas, the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. And taking the win from Colfax, Louisiana, the 9 of John Parker Jr. Heat race number 4 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. This is your starting lineup on the pole from Longview, Texas. In the Twin City Towing All Property Services PTS Racing Engines Laser Race Cars number 10X of Jason Ingalls. On the outside pole from Colfax, Louisiana, aboard the J&M Sandblasting Bodies by 88M Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 88M of Joshua Martin. To the inside of row number 2 out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, driving the incredible Edible Snowballs, Club 20 suspension, Dot Trails, Plumbing F1 Racing Engines, number 5M of Michael Harlow. And to his outside from Shepherd, Texas, driving the Repipe Pros Griffin Transmission, Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 193 of Philip Seals. Jody Laborde, Scotty Case, Derek Durham, Chris Hennigan, Todd Fredu, and Sean Graham is your field. Here we go. Green flag flying, Joshua Martin and Jason Ingalls nearly side by side for the race lead. More like front wheel to back wheel. Joshua Martin out front in the 88M. Off of turn 4, it's going to be Joshua Martin, Jason Ingalls, Chris Hennigan, all the way up to the 3rd spot after starting 8th in one lap, up to 3rd. The 193 of Philip Seals in 4th, and Scotty Case rounding out the top 5 at the moment. Sean Graham all the way up to 6th after starting 10th. Derek Durham right behind him in the 99X. Michael Harlow, Jody Laborde, and Todd Fredu rounding out your field at the moment. Jason Ingalls not going away up front. He's right next to the 88M of Joshua Martin for the race lead, and Chris Hennigan into the 3rd position after starting 8th. Trying to track down your race leaders. Here comes Ingalls to the inside of Martin. Can't make the pass as they cross the flag stand. Joshua Martin, Jason Ingalls, Chris Hennigan, Philip Seals, Scotty Case, and Sean Graham is your top 6. We're halfway home, 4 laps down and 4 to go. 96 of Jody Laborde has fallen behind. Looks to have some trouble trying to hold on to that vehicle, the 96 machine. Scotty Case now around the outside of Philip Seals for the 4th spot as Jason Ingalls tries to dig a little bit deeper on the bottom side to get by Joshua Martin for the race lead. They're still side by side. Joshua Martin has led every lap thus far, though. And problems for Chris Hennigan, the C16, after a stellar run from 8th to 3rd in one lap. He's off the pace and into the infield. And Jason Ingalls will lead that lap in the 10X. Jason Ingalls now ahead of Joshua Martin for the race lead. Scotty Case in 3rd, Philip Seals and Sean Graham rounding out your top 5 with just a few circuits remaining. 2 laps to go for Jason Ingalls now. As he did just that, he dug a little bit deeper to get by Joshua Martin for the race lead, and now there might be lap traffic in his way. The 96 of Jody Laborde will pull to the infield. Jason Ingalls was getting ready to go around the outside of the 96. May have run off of his line, but white flag in the air. He's still your race leader. The C16 in the infield. Smoke pouring out of the machine. Have to wonder if maybe Chris Hennigan's night might be done here at Sabine. Down the back stretch and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waving. Jason Ingalls is going to come up with the victory. Joshua Martin in 2nd. 3rd place will be Scotty Case. 4th is Philip Seals, and Sean Graham rounding out the top 5 after starting in 10th. So your top 3 cars in 3rd from Marshall, Texas in the J27. That's Scotty Case. 2nd place from Colfax, Louisiana, the 88M of Joshua Martin. And taking the win from Longview, Texas, the 10X of Jason Ingalls. Heat race number 5 is going to look like this. On the pole from Lubbock, Texas in the Scoggin Dickey Parts Center, Brandon's Auto Repair and Diesel Service, Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 2X is Brandon Williams. To his outside, out of Minden, Louisiana, in the Hunter's Body Shop, NWLA Automation, PTS Racing Engines, Laser Race Cars number 35S of JT Turner. From Florine, Louisiana, driving the Warshocks by K. Dillard Racing, Brian Cook Trucks, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 100 of Ross Cook. And to his outside, out of Cleveland, Texas, in the AOK Auto Sales, Repipe Pros, Brent Bumgardner Engines, a PRC chassis, number 127B of Olin Holder IV. Starting 5th from Texarkana, Texas, behind the wheel of the Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Arklatex Animal Hospital, Hobby Shop Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 38 of Mike Wells. And in 6th from Anacoco, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the original Sugartown Watermelon Stand, Howard Lewin Construction, Best Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number 7L of Dwayne Raines. In 7th from Ruston, Louisiana, driving the Southern Roofing, Bobby's Body Shop, PTS Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number L100 is Lee Patton. And starting 8th, from Jonesboro, Louisiana, in the Woodrow Lowe Trucking, Dustin Roughton Tracks Photography, Cap Roofing, Dominator Chassis, number 5T is Dwayne Turner. Kyle Bassett in the 15 from Leesville, and C.J. Howell in the 234 from Dry Prong, Louisiana. 10 laps in distance for heat race number 5 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. Again, passing points still being utilized for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks for the Battle on the Bend. JT Turner out front early in this one. Brandon Williams in the 2nd spot with Olin Holder in 3rd. Ross Cook, Dwayne Raines rounding out your top 5. Mike Wells and Lee Patton, Dwayne Turner, Kyle Bassett, and C.J. Howell. Kyle Bassett makes contact with Dwayne Turner. That's going to roll the 5T of Turner around. Bassett will lose a couple of positions there, and we will stay green. JT Turner, Brandon Williams. Olin Holder the 4th, Ross Cook, and Mike Wells is your top 5. Dwayne Raines, Lee Patton, C.J. Howell, Kyle Bassett, and Dwayne Turner is your field. Halfway home, 5 laps down and 5 to go for the 35S of JT Turner. JT Turner pulling ahead in the 35S, and we've got a problem in the 15 of Kyle Bassett facing the wrong direction in 1 and 2. Caution flag. Attention, faster pastors. Faster pastors, you need to start getting ready to get lined up for your race. We got one more factory stock heat race after this, and then the Faster Pastor Cup. So pastors need to start getting ready.
I'll get it out of him tonight, that way you know that's going to happen. Now that I got him where he's talking to me, I should get out of it. Up, right.
6 laps complete and 4 laps to go. JT Turner, your race leader. Brandon Williams choosing the inside in the 2X. Here we go. Green flag waving. 4 laps to sort them out. Here comes Dwayne Raines around the outside of Ross Cook, trying to improve on his performance. Down the back stretch. Side by side for a second. Olin Holder the 4th and Brandon Williams. Here comes Holder around the outside. He's going to take away the 2nd spot. Mike Wells in 4th behind Williams. And Dwayne Raines rolling the outside, trying to get around Mike Wells for 4th. They're side by side, wheel to wheel, out of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Dwayne Raines will peek his nose up in front. And we've got 2 laps to go for the 35S of Turner. Turner, Holder, Williams, Rains, Wells, your top 5. Cook, Patton, Turner, and Bassett rounding out the field. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. He's going to take the win in dominating fashion for heat race number 5. For the BOM Bank Factory Stocks, JT Turner gets it done in the 35S. The 127B of Olin Holder, the 4th, will come home 2nd. 3rd place is Brandon Williams. 4th is Dwayne Rains. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be the 38 of Mike Wells. So your top 3 cars in 3rd from Lubbock, Texas, the 2X of Brandon Williams. 2nd place from Cleveland, Texas, the 127B of Olin Holder, the 4th. And taking the win out of Minden, Louisiana, the 35S of JT Turner. Attention in the pits. Faster pastors, you need to start getting ready. Go get suited up and ready to line up in the chute. We've got one more race before you guys.
I'll be Snapchatting because then you be blowing up my Snapchat. That's about the only way I can get a hold to it. What, Snapchat? Turn on vanish mode, you'll be able to get a hold to it again.
Faster pastors, when you roll out for your race, stop on the front straightaway so that we can draw you in for your starting lineup. Heat race for the BOM Bank Factory Stock. First round. On the pole from Urania, Louisiana, in the Mark Marinelli Henry Racing number 555 is Nacy Holiday. And from Texarkana, Texas, in the 36J, that's Justin Whitehead. Luke Wheat in the 32L. He's from Nash, Texas. Dwayne Fortenberry in the 48F. The 66 is Drayton Graham. We are underway. Sorry, I missed some of that lineup. 35 is Luke Graves. 14 is Ryder Cantillo. The L1, Ben Leedy. The 50 of Josh Ellender. And the 20 of Neil Kemp. And we've got a caution. Looks like we'll have a complete restart here. So that'll give me a chance to get through the lineup. Starting 4th from Sugartown, Louisiana, the 48F is Dwayne Fortenberry. Starting 5th from Cleveland, Texas, the 66 star is Drayton Graham. 35 of Luke Graves comes to us from Verda, Louisiana. The 14 of Ryder Cantillo from St. Amand, Louisiana, Ben Leedy in the L1 from Jonesboro, Louisiana. The 50 is Josh Ellender from Plantersville, Texas, and the 20 of Neil Kemp from Mineral Springs, Arkansas. The lights are out and we're going green. Nacy Holiday. And it looks like we're going to go caution. No start there, ruled by Larry Horn.
Remind me next time to bring some damn couch cushions. Nails.
Green flag waving. Justin Whitehead off to a good start in the 36J. Luke Wheat in the second spot. The 32L. Nacy Holiday rides in the third spot in the 555. Drayton Graham in the 66 Star. And Luke Graves in the 35 rounding out the top 5. Ryder Cantillo, Dwayne Fortenberry, Neil Kemp, Josh Ellender, and Ben Leedy rounding out the field at the moment. Luke Graves around the outside of the 66 of Drayton Graham. Now looking to the outside of Nacy Holiday. And he's going to take the third spot away from her. Justin Whitehead out front. Luke Wheat in the second spot. Luke Graves in third. Drayton Graham follows side by side with the 555 of Nacy Holiday for the fifth spot. Fourth and fifth, I should say. Neil Kemp right there. He was your fast qualifier last night. Started 10th in this heat race. He's now up to 5th. We are only halfway home. 5 laps down and 5 to go for the 36J of Justin Whitehead way out front. Justin Whitehead continues to lead, and now we've got a problem for Luke Wheat and nowhere to go for Ben Leedy. A hard contact crash in 1 and 2. Caution flag waving.
Ricky Dale, what's that look like? Mine was worse than that. Yeah.
Six laps complete and 4 to go. Justin Whitehead, Luke Wheat, Luke Graves, Neil Kemp, Nacy Holiday, Josh Ellender, Ryder Cantillo, and Dwayne Fortenberry. Green flag. Here comes Neil Kemp to the inside of Luke Wheat for the third position. And he's going to have it off of 2 and down the back straightaway, setting his sights on Luke Graves for the second position. Neil Kemp started 10th. He's up to 3rd. Dalton Faulkner started at the tail of his field and made his way all the way up to 2nd. I believe that would be the most passing points through the first round so far, unless Neil Kemp can match that effort. We got 2 laps to go here for Justin Whitehead. Neil Kemp pulls to the outside of Luke Graves and try to roll around Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. White flag coming out. 1 lap to go for Whitehead. Here comes Kemp around the outside of Luke Graves. I believe Kemp had the spot at the line. Neil Kemp rolls around the outside of Luke Graves for the second position, trying to match Dalton Faulkner's effort from his heat race. Checkered flag waving, and Justin Whitehead is going to be your heat race winner in the 36J. Neil Kemp in second, Luke Graves in third. Fourth is Luke Wheat. And rounding out the top 5 is Josh Ellender. A problem for Ryder Cantillo and Nacy Holiday as they got tangled up and ended up spinning in 3 and 4. Your top 3 cars in third from Montgomery, Louisiana. From Verda, Louisiana, the 35 of Luke Graves. Second place from Mineral Springs, Arkansas, the 20 of Neil Kemp. And taking the win from Texarkana, Texas, the 36J of Justin Whitehead. Attention, Faster Pastors. We need you to roll out in your cars onto the front straightaway. Faster Pastors, get ready onto the front straightaway.
Right here. You can't be mad at him. Look at how you turned out, Ricky Deal. Look, she's smiling now. You must not have met my uncle.
Straw's already it's just hot. I mean, you're just gonna pour some of it out. Half of it's water anyway. It's not healthy. Take a pic or no fun. It's not my fault. Do what, baby?
All right, guys, we are ready for our Faster Pastor race, and we are going to draw these guys in for their starting lineup. First up, in the 33, we have Tim Roberts, chaplain for Team Racers for Christ and the pastor of Burkeville Church of God in Burkeville, Texas, I believe.
10 miles on the Texas side. We're just right across from Leesville, 10 miles on the Texas side.
All right, any Church of God goers in here? Anybody? All right, maybe not. Who thinks Tim Roberts is the faster pastor? Do you think you're the faster pastor, Tim?
Well, they saw me hot lap, but ye who is last shall be first in the kingdom.
There we go. Let's.
Tell those other guys that, so one of them, is back behind me somewhere, okay, brother?
All right, let's get you drawn in, see where you're going to start. Got 7 chips here, and Tim is going to draw one that we can't see. It's the 6, the outside of row number 3 for Tim Roberts. And here we have the youth pastor for the Life Church in Manny, Tommy Lewis. And it sounds like there might be a hometown favorite here. Tommy, do you think you're the faster pastor?
Of course I am.
All right, well, we're going to find out. Let's get you drawn in. Where's Tommy Lewis going to start? Chip is in the hand. Still can't read it. It's going to be the 3, the inside of row number 2 for Tommy Lewis. And we're going to move now to the pastor of Mount Zion Baptist Church in Manny, Jimmy Spate. Jimmy, sounds like you got a pretty good crowd here tonight cheering for you. Maybe not as much as that 49 car, but that's just more momentum for you, right?
That's right. Steve gave me the title of Faster Pastor several years ago, so these guys are going to have to earn it if they get it from me.
Well, it's got to be true then. Let's see where he's going to start. Jimmy Spate is going to pull out the 7. He's going to start at the tail of the field. But, hey, it's passing points, right? No passing points. Okay, all right. Next up, we got Brian Ray, the pastor of First Baptist Church in Robeline, another hometown favorite. Sounds like you've got a good crowd here cheering you on.
That's right, Robeline!
There we go. Hey, I think there's some pretty accomplished racers from Robeline. Won a couple of races here, in the days prior, but I think you're the fastest guy from Robeline here tonight, probably, for sure.
For sure.
All right, are you the faster pastor?
Possibly.
All right, well, we're going to find out. Where is he going to start? Brian Ray. We still got both the front row. And he'll be on the front row, the outside, number 2. Number 2 for Brian Ray. Up next, we've got Chris Walters. I can't quite remember the name of the church. Go ahead and tell me.
Lewis Chapel, Pentecostal Church, Little Egypt.
All right, the 4JC of Chris Walters. And by the way, he's the only one in the field tonight with any dirt track experience, so this should be a piece of cake for you, right?
I don't know. God's getting the glory on anything. Everything we do, God gets the glory.
All right, well, let's see where Chris Walters is going to start. It's Waters. My bad. It's Chris Waters. He's going to start 4th on the outside of row number 2. And now to the F5. This man comes to us from Tigray, Ethiopia. Anybody ever been to Ethiopia? Anybody in the house been to Ethiopia? I see one hand. That's Joe Spell right there. That's my buddy Joe Spell. Doug, do you think, even though you're not a pastor, do you think you could take home the crown of the faster pastor here tonight?
Only if the Lord is with me.
All right, well, let's find out where he's going to start. Pull out a chip right here. The 1 is still available. And he's got the 5, the inside of row number 3 for Doug Merrick. All right, and the pastor of the Life Church, Jim Manning. So you're a little bit more experienced in life than your counterpart, your youth pastor, right?
Just a little.
Just a little bit, but I mean, he's starting behind you, and he's going to stay there, right?
That's where he better stay if he wants a job.
All right. What about y'all? What about the Life Church people? Who do you think is going to take it? Is it going to be Tommy? Or is it going to be Jim? I guess the poll is a little more popular, but let's make it official. Pull out the chip out of the hat. Jim Manning. Oh, he can't find it. How's he going to find Victory Lane if he can't find one chip in a hat? It's the number one. Starting on the poll is going to be Jim Manning. All right, let me get a group of kids down here. Any kids close by? I want us to start these guys off with the most famous words in motorsports and see if they actually know how to start their engines. We're going to find out. Are we ready? All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Just get a feel of that horsepower.
Tell him you need your gas money back. $5. What's $5 at the Trailblazer? He said I need $5. Nah, he needed $5 to eat him $5 for the milk. How do you lose all the weight so fast, Ricky? Huh? He said not living with her? Yeah, he's sure he's living with us.
I sent him the paper. I did a distraction and he felt it.
He said something about living with her grandma or something. He said they don't ever eat over.
All right, guys, they're rolling under caution. We're going to give them one pace lap and set them loose.
Don't sit down. You might sit on my coffee.
Won't go to the grocery store and buy some food. That's what's bringing her down more. You said also eat that bun?
I got hard paper. See, it's not straight part. It goes together. I got hard paper.
Look at it. He said that's how it fell off all the way about the
The way where you look at.
So what's his grandma buying us?
Ladies and gentlemen, coming out of turn 4. Get on your feet, wave your hats, wave your hands. Make some noise for these drivers as they come across. This is the inaugural Faster Pastor Cup. On the pole in the 05, the pastor of the Life Church in Manny, it's going to be Jim Manning. On the outside pole, the pastor of First Baptist Church of Robeline in the C23, it's Brian Ray. To the inside of row number 2, the youth pastor of the Life Church in Manny, the C49 of Tommy Lewis. And to the outside, the pastor of Lewis Chapel Pentecostal Church in Marthaville, the 4JC of Chris Waters. To the inside of row number 3, the Racers for Christ chaplain, pastor of Burkeville Church of God in Burkeville, Texas, the 33 of Tim Roberts. Doug Merritt got a little bit excited there in the F5. Jumped the start by just about 400 feet. And your final starter, the pastor of Mount Zion Baptist Church in Manny, the 11M of Jimmy Spade. Here we go, green flag waving for the Faster Pastor Cup. And Brian Ray off to a hot start in the C23 out front early. Chris Waters in the second spot in the 4JC. We're going 10 laps in distance for the Faster Pastor Cup. Things not looking too great for Jim Manning in the 05, your pole sitter. Tommy Lewis, his youth pastor, has already passed him. His job might be in turmoil. Brian Ray out front in the C23. Chris Waters in second in the 4 JC. Third place is Tommy Lewis. Doug Merrick in the 4th spot in the F5. Here comes Jimmy Spate around the outside of Jim Manning. Jim Manning holding the 6th spot with Marcel Green in 7th. Excuse me, not Marcel Green. Tim Roberts in the 7th spot. Brian Ray with a large advantage in the C23. Jimmy Spate now trying to battle with Doug Merrick for the 4th spot. The F5 of Doug Merrick holds on to 4th with Jimmy Spate in 5th. Merrick gonna slide high coming out of turn number 4. Here comes Spate to the inside, and he's in the 4th position. Brian Ray coming around. He's lapping Tim Roberts and Jim Manning. Brian Ray has put the 2 slowest pastors a lap down. I think we're going to call this man Flying Brian Ray in the C23. He's way out front in the Faster Pastor Cup. Chris Waters rolls around the outside of Tim Roberts and Jim Manning. Brian Ray will now put Doug Merrick a lap down. He's lapped into the top 5. And Doug Merrick spins out in the F5. Caution flag waving. The F5 of Doug Merrick spun it out in turn number 3. As some of you may have figured out, not all of these drivers have the in-ear receiver, so the one-way communication system with the tower, so we're going to have to stop these guys to get them lined back up properly. Five laps complete and 5 laps to go. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Brian Ray and Chris Waters look to be the cream of the crop here tonight. Here comes Jimmy Spate around the outside of Tommy Lewis for the 3rd spot. Look at that man go. The 11M of Jimmy Spate into 3rd, looking for a podium finish, but I don't know if he'll be happy with that. He wants to be the faster pastor. Tommy Lewis in the 4th position. 5th is Tim Roberts. Jim Manning and Doug Merrick rounding out the field. Brian Ray will put the F5 of Doug Merrick a lap down. There's 2 laps to go. Chris Waters in the second spot. Jimmy Spate in third. Tommy Lewis in the fourth position. Tim Roberts, Jim Manning, and Doug Merrick rounding out the field. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Brian Ray. Checkered flag waving, flying. Brian Ray is your faster pastor. Chris Waters will come home second. Third place will be Jimmy Spate. And we're going to have to wait a while for fourth. He's rolling into turn number 3 right now. The C49 of Tommy Lewis is going to finish fourth. Fifth place, I believe, is Tim Roberts. Sixth, Jim Manning. And Doug Merrick rounding out the field. Climbing out of the clergy car, it's flying Brian Ray, the faster pastor in the C23. How about that? Brian, you were driving so fast, halfway through the race, I just came up with the nickname Flying Brian Ray. I mean, you left this field in the dust.
I just let it all go. I did have 2 other heart attacks when I was out there, but it was worth it. It was great.
All right. Well, do you think being here last night to practice a little bit gave you an advantage, gave you an edge over the field?
Absolutely not. Tonight I just said, you know what, I'm just going, just gassing on it, hammering down, baby.
All right, well, good deal. Well, it's got to feel pretty good now, and I got one more question for you. Are you ready for Sunday?
Yes, I am. Yes,
all right, the delivery going to be as good?
Yes, sir.
All right, you better be there. First Baptist Church of Robaleen, make some noise for Flying Brian Ray, the faster pastor.
Texas sitting in the bed. We'll see your face on it like we did up the hill.
My mom said either today or tonight or tomorrow.
We picked tonight because, you know.
Quite a bit.
Somebody lied to me.
All right, folks, here's the American Championship Series Limited Modified Feature Race. On the pole from Marshall, Texas, in the Rallo's Auto Sales Arclatech Speedway, Rick Sisk Power Plant IRP Race Cars, number 22 of Rollo Pilkington. On the outside from Mooringsport in the Outlaw Transmission Outback Boat and Motor New York Life Auto Grozinger Tri-State Battery Supply, number 00 is J.D. Emmons. Corey Neal Jr. in the C7 Star, Robert Metz Jr. in the 955, Tracy Denby Jr. in the 15, R.C. Hagan in the 78, Justin Robinson in the 3R, Wyatt Wilkerson in the 9J, Mason Taylor in the 24T, the 5 is Tony McCormick, the 1 is Matt Ebar, 5C Logan Crayon, Taylor Bowes in the 21XL, Braylon Dusang in the 78, Andrew Rossum in 92, Justin Whitehead in the 32, Chris Freeland and Adam Ware. Green flag flying for the American Championship Series Limited Modified Feature Race. Rollo Pilkington with the early race lead, but here comes Robert Metz Jr. to the inside. A little bit of contact through 3 and 4, but can't make the pass. Corey Neal Jr. in the 3rd position in the C7 Star with R.C. Hagan and Tracy Denby Jr. rounding out the top 5. Wyatt Wilkerson, Logan Crayon, Mason Taylor, Tony McCormick, and Justin Whitehead was in 10th, now in 9th in the 32. Rollo Pilkington won just a few weekends ago here at Sabine in the 22 Limited Modified. Tracy Denby Jr. won last weekend in the 15 car. He rides in the 5th position. And now it looks like a problem for the 78 of Braylon Dusang. He's off the pace into the infield. Looks like he's going to try to pull back out and continue racing. Race leaders coming across, though, in the 22. Rollo Pilkington. Out comes Dusang. Down at the bottom of the speedway. He's out of harm's way. Rollo Pilkington will put him a lap down, and we got a caution flag on the speedway. 4 laps down. Four laps down, 11 laps to go. The 22 of Rollo Pilkington. Corey Neal Jr. sails around the high side to get by Robert Metz Jr. Rollo Pilkington, Corey Neal Jr., Robert Metz Jr., Justin Whitehead, and R.C. Hagan is your top 5. Tracy Denby Jr., Wyatt Wilkerson, Andrew Rossum, Tony McCormick, and Logan Crayon rounding out the top 10 at the moment. 3-car battle for the 4th spot. R.C. Hagan has it, but around goes Justin Whitehead. Now the 32 of Whitehead in the 4th position. Corey Neal Jr., your new race leader in the C7 Star, pulled around the outside of Rollo Pilkington for the race lead. Robert Metz Jr. in 3rd, Justin Whitehead 4th, and in 5th is R.C. Hagan. Halfway home this time, cross flags being shown by Larry Horn. Corey Neal Jr. looking strong out front in the C7 Star. Cars running all over the surface of this speedway, hopefully widening it out. Still to come is the front wheel drive 4-cylinder heat races. Second set of factory stock heat races presented by BOM Bank. 5 laps to go for the C7 Star of Corey Neal Jr. Looking strong out front. The 22 of Rollo Pilkington in 2nd. 3rd place is Robert Metz Jr. 4th, Justin Whitehead, and R.C. Hagan still in 5th. Problems for the 9J of Wyatt Wilkerson. He's off the pace in turn 2. The 9J limping toward the outside part of the speedway. Not sure if he'll have enough momentum to get off the speedway, and he won't. Caution flag waving. .11 laps complete and 4 laps to go. Corey Neal Jr., your race leader. Rollo Pilkington been in the 2nd spot in the double deuce. Corey Neal Jr., Robert Metz Jr. in the 3rd spot in the 955. Here we go, green flag, 4 laps to go. Corey Neal Jr. rips the high. Corey Neal Jr., your race leader. Rollo Pilkington in 2nd. Justin Whitehead 3rd. Problems for the 955 of Robert Metz Jr. Now 2 laps to go for Neal. Rollo in 2nd. Whitehead in 3rd. 2 laps remaining, and we've got a caution on the speedway. Green flag in the air with 2 laps to go. Corey Neal Jr. and Robert Metz Jr. way up high in 1 and 2 yet again. Dust flying all over the place. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Corey Neal Jr. Rollo Pilkington in striking distance as they enter turn number 1. Rollo will test the low line in 22. And a pace behind down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming around to grab the checkered flag. Corey Neal Jr. wins in the American Championship Series Limited Modifieds. Rollo Pilkington second, Justin Whitehead in third, Andrew Rossum will gather a 4th place finish, and R.C. Hagan will finish 5th. Make some noise for your feature winner in the C7 Star. It's Corey Neal Jr. in Joel's Auto Sales Victory Lane. Well, Corey, that was a great run, man. You battled with Rollo for a couple of laps, were able to squeeze by around the outside, and you took the lead and ran away with it from there. Good start to the weekend.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we start off, I wasn't really just trying to be patient, and then that restart, I knew it was my time to go, so I bailed it off there wide open in 1 and 2, and it stuck, and I think I got around him on that second lap. And then after those restarts, I really didn't feel the greatest. I could see him underneath me a little bit, but I was just trying to protect. But yeah, I got to thank all my sponsors: First Class Septic, All-in-One Plumbing, R&L Truck Repair, AARE Racing Engines, Seals Hot Rod Shop, Chase Breezy, my Uncle Chad, all my family that's here. Just thanks to everybody.
All right, man. You're going to try to make your way back to Joel's Auto Sales Victory Lane tomorrow night in the Limited Modified and the Crate Late Model as well, right?
That's the plan, hopefully.
All right. One more time, give it up for your race winner, Corey Neal Jr. in the C7 Star for the American Championship Series Limited Modified. Looks like heat race number 1 for the front wheel drive, 4 cylinders from Marthaville, Louisiana, the 4JC of Chris Waters. The C23 is Colin Jones from Provençal. The 33 is going to be Marcel Green out of Simpson, Louisiana. The 25 of Hunter Armstrong. The 05 of Luke DuPont. Jack DuPont in the 06. And Hunter Hollis in the 71K from Houghton, Louisiana. Hunter Armstrong, your race leader, with Jack DuPont in the second spot in the 06. Colin Jones rides in third in the C23 with Luke DuPont right behind him in fourth. Chris Waters, Marcel Green, and Hunter Hollis rounding out your field as Jack DuPont overtakes teammate Hunter Armstrong for the race lead. Colin Jones will drift high. That's going to allow Luke DuPont to squeeze by into the third spot. Halfway home, 3 laps down and 3 to go for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder heat race number 1. A little bit of contact there between Colin Jones and Luke DuPont, but they'll keep it rolling. Will stay green. There'll be 2 laps to go this time for DuPont. Jack DuPont out front of the 06, that is. White flag in the air this time. One more trip around Sabine Speedway for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder heat race number 1. Top 3 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field. Checkered flag waving. Jack DuPont's going to win heat race number 1. Hunter Armstrong in second. Luke DuPont in third. Fourth place will be Marcel Green. And rounding out the top 5 is Colin Jones. So your top 3 cars in third from Houghton, Louisiana. The 05 of Luke DuPont. The 25 of Hunter Armstrong in second from Blanchard, Louisiana. And taking the win from Shreveport, Louisiana, the 06 of Jack DuPont. Here's heat race number 2 for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders. On the pole from Manny in the Vines Construction Colt 45 Customs Delta Tree Service RNG Lawn Care number 11M is Michelle Tedder. To her outside from Simpson, Louisiana in the Pickle Power Racing Benz Automotive Tiger Electric Scooters Auto Salvage number 11 of Trevor Wright. Rayson Graham drives the F5. He's from Shreveport. The 7 is Robert Vander Waters out of Pineville in the Darrell's Automotive Big and Motorsports entry. Brian Geis, last weekend's winner from Sibley, Louisiana in the Brian Geis Painting Smitty's Heating and Air CB Raceworks engine. And the 10 of Tyler DeVille, the Pickle Power Racing Benz Auto Tiger Electric JCR Components entry. Here we go for the second heat race for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders. Michelle Tedder out front early. Not Ben McDuff, Rayson Graham this weekend. Ben McDuff out of town. Here comes Brian Geis to the inside, and he'll take the race lead at the completion of lap number 1. Brian Geis, your race leader. Rayson Graham in second. Robert Vander Waters in third. Michelle Tedder is fourth, and Trevor Wright in fifth. Geis, Graham, and Vander Waters, your top 3, with Tedder and Wright rounding out your top 5. Tyler DeVille in the 6th position in the 10 car. We've got 2 laps to go for Brian Geis, this time in the 10G, trying to go back-to-back here at Sabine. course, these cars will be racing a full show tonight. Feature race coming up later this evening, and a full show again tomorrow night for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders. Michelle Tedder loops it in 1 and 2. That's going to cause Trevor Wright to go up high, nearly taps the wall in turn 2. Everyone stays going. We stay green. White flag is in the air for Brian Geis. 1 lap to go. Geis, Graham, and Vander Waters, your top 3, pulled away from the field. Down the back stretch and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Brian Geis going to start on the outside pole. Excuse me, I don't know for sure. We're running passing points for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders. Brian Geis will take heat race number 2. Racing Graham in the second spot. Robert Vander Waters in third. Fourth place is going to be Trevor Wright and Michelle Tedder rounding out the top 5. So your top 3 cars. In third from Pineville, Louisiana, the 7 of Robert Vander Waters. Second place from Shreveport, the F5 of Racing Graham. And taking the win from Sibley, Louisiana, the 10G of Brian Geis. And we're about to get set for the second set of heat races for the BOM Bank Factory stocks. Heat race number 1 is going to look like this. On the pole from Colfax, Louisiana, in the JCR Components Affordable Cleaning Team, Rodney Howell Performance Engines Jet Chassis number 3 of Rodney Howell. On the outside pole from Manny in the Smell Smoke Racing Fredu Car Care Greer Motorsports number 004 is Todd Fredu. To the inside of row number 2 from Jonesboro, Louisiana, in the Woodrow Low Trucking Dustin Rotten Tracks Photography Cap Roofing Dominator Chassis number 5T is Dwayne Turner. And to his outside from St. Amal, Louisiana, in the War Shocks by K. Dillard Racing Bodies by Donnie Best Engines Wild Child Race Cars number 14 of Ryder Cantillo. Your 5th starter is from Marshall, Texas, in the Rollos Auto Sales Mobag Suspension Technology Rick Sisk Racing Engines Laser Race Cars number 22 of Dustin Hennigan. And from Texarkana, Arkansas, starting on the outside of row number 3 in the Texarkana Tire and Wheel Pro 1 Transmission Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 18 of Terry Tussey. Starting 7th from Colfax, Louisiana, aboard the original Parker Chairs and Swings, Joel's Auto Sales, John's Racing Engines, Wild Child Race Cars, number 9 of John Parker Jr. And his outside from Lake Charles, Louisiana, aboard the Incredible Edibles, Snowballs, Club 20 Suspension, Dottrails Plumbing, F1 Racing Engines, number 5M of Michael Harlow. To the inside of row number 5 out of Minden, Louisiana, in the Hunter's Body Shop, NWLA Automation, PTS Racing Engines, Laser Race Cars, number 35S of JT Turner. And to the outside from Urania, Louisiana, in the Mark Marinelli Henry Racing number 555. It's Nacy Holiday. Your final starter is from Robaline. He won his heat race earlier this evening in the Cane River Water Slide Payroll Consulting Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 55. It's Dalton Dubois. Green flag, and here we go for the second set of BOM Bank Factory Stock Heat Races. Passing points utilized. We're going 10 laps in distance for heat race number 1. We've got a whole gaggle of cars bunched up together down the back stretch, 3 wide by 2 wide by 2 wide, all the way through the middle of the pack. Rodney Howell out front in the 3 car. He'll lead lap number 1. Ryder Cantillo in second. We got a couple of spinning cars. One smacks the wall in turn number 1, the 004 Todd Fredu, 5M of Michael Harlow, 5T of Dwayne Turner, and the 35S of JT Turner, all involved there. JT Turner in the 35S won his heat race earlier this evening. So out of our 6 heat races in the first set, we've got 3 winners from those 6 races. In this race right now, the 9 of John Parker Jr. won his heat race, the 55 of Dalton Dubois won his, and the 35S of JT Turner were all winners in the first set of heat races. So a pretty stacked field here in heat race number 1 for the second set. 1 lap complete, 9 laps to go. Rodney Howell out front in the 3 car. He's your race leader. Ryder Cantillo in the 2nd position with Dustin Hennigan in 3rd. And the green flag waves. Dustin Hennigan with a good restart. Now sliding in front of Ryder Cantillo, but he's going to get a little crossed up. Terry Tussey goes around, maybe with some help there in 1 and 2. And the 9 of John Parker Jr. is left sitting there in turn 2. Caution flag waving. One lap complete, 9 laps to go. Green flag waving. Rodney Howell, Dustin Hennigan, Ryder Cantillo, Terry Tussey, and Todd Fradu is your top 5. '55 of Dalton DuBois up into the top 5 after starting at the tail of the field in the 11th position. Rodney Howell, Dustin Hennigan, still Ryder Cantillo, Terry Tussey, and Dalton DuBois. Here comes John Parker Jr. trying to get back up toward the front. He's battling with JT Turner and Todd Fradu. Now Dalton DuBois trying to peek into the top 3. It's a 3-car battle for 3rd, and here comes Dustin Hennigan to the inside of Rodney Howell. We've got 5 laps down and 5 to go for your race leader, number 3, Rodney Howell, but Dustin Hennigan knocking on the door. Terry Tussey slides up in front of Ryder Cantillo for the 3rd spot. 4th place now is going to be Dalton DuBois. Keep your eyes on the race lead, though. Dustin Hennigan looking for an angle to get by the 3 of Rodney Howell. Hennigan challenging down on the inside. Going to slide just a little bit there and lose some ground at the exit of 2. Rodney Howell pulls away down the back stretch. Dalton DuBois now side by side with Terry Tussey for the 3rd position. Tussey will hold 3rd as they cross underneath the stripe. DuBois in 4th, 5th is Cantillo, 6th John Parker Jr., 7th JT Turner, 8th is Todd Fradu, 9th is Michael Harlow, rounding out the top 10 is Nacy Holliday. A little bit of contact made, trying to get by for the race lead. Dustin Hennigan will again lose some ground there with 2 laps to go. Rodney Howell continues to lead, and here comes Dalton Dubois to the inside of Terry Tussey. Rodney Howell, Dustin Hennigan, Terry Tussey, Dalton Dubois. The top 4 cars breaking out, and they're all right there in striking distance, but the white flag has flown. We have 1 lap to go. Here comes Dubois, now again to the inside of Tussey. They're going to go wheel to wheel down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. Here comes Dustin Hennigan to the inside of Howell for the race lead. Out of turn number 4, who's it going to be? Rodney Howell holds on. Dustin Hennigan will settle for second. Third is Terry Tussey, and Dalton Dubois will finish in 4th. Ryder Cantillo rounds out the top 5. So your top 3 cars in that one. From Texarkana, Arkansas, in 3rd, the 18 of Terry Tussey. 2nd place from Marshall, Texas, the 22 of Dustin Hennigan. And taking the win from Colfax, Louisiana, the 3 of Rodney Howell. Race number 2 for the second set. On the pole from Inez, Texas, in the 3L Farms, J&R Lita Farm and Ranch, Tony's Mobile Home Service, 2.5 chassis, number 24 of John Lita. On the outside pole from Cut and Shoot, Texas, in the 5-star Septic, John Lita Farms, Knowles Performance Engines, DAF chassis number 27 of Dalton Faulkner. To the inside of row number 2 out of Marshall, Texas, in the Southern Roofing, Bobby's Body Shop, Rollo's Auto Sales, PTS Race Engines number C16 of Chris Hennigan. And to his outside from Ruston, Louisiana, driving the Southern Roofing, Bobby's Body Shop, PTS Race Engines, Outlaw Race Cars, number L100 of Lee Patton. Your 5th starter is from Verda, Louisiana, in the Verda Auto Body Hot Chassis, number 35 is Luke Graves. And to his outside from Robeline in the Cane River Water Slide, Stewart Industrial 3D Motorsports, number 77 of Tyler Dubois. The 7th starter hails from Jonesboro, Louisiana. He is in the TJ Bond Land Services Homebrew Horsepower Battle Wagon Race Cars, number C7 of Vic Case. And to his outside from Bastrop, Louisiana, in the CCR Converters, Freeland Land Services, UFO Motorsports Express Race Cars, number 09 of Dawson Moore. To the inside of row number 5 from Colfax, Louisiana, in the J&M Sandblasting Bodies by 88M Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 88M of Joshua Martin. And to his outside, the final starter from Lubbock, Texas, in the Scoggin Dickey Parts Center, Brandon's Auto Repair and Diesel Service, Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 2X of Brandon Williams. Green flag waving for heat race number 2 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. And right away, Chris Hennigan will duck down to the inside of John Lita. Dalton Faulkner rolls around the outside of Lita for the race lead. Chris Hennigan busted his race car in his first heat. Thought maybe his night was done with smoke pouring out of the front end of the machine, but looks like he's good to go in the C16. Lee Patton in the 4th spot in the L100 with Luke Graves rounding out the top 5. Vic Case, Joshua Martin, Dawson Moore, Tyler Dubois, and Brandon Williams rounding out your field. And we got a caution now. A couple of cars gathering up together. The 35 of Luke Graves and the 77 of Tyler Dubois. Dubois going to keep it rolling, and the caution flag waving. Lights are out. Here we go. Green flag waving. '27 of Dalton Faulkner, your race leader. Chris Hennigan in second, and they're 3 wide for third behind him. John Lita to the middle. Lee Patton on the bottom. Luke Graves on the outside. Lee Patton now able to get by John Lita for the 4th spot as Luke Graves in 3rd in the 35. Joshua Martin up to 6th, and we got a caution flag. Two laps complete, 8 laps to go. Dalton Faulkner, your race leader. Faulkner started at the back of his first heat race, was able to get up to 2nd. Chris Hennigan in the 3rd spot, the 2nd spot. Luke Graves in 3rd, 4th is Lee Patton and John Lita in the 5th position. Joshua Martin, Brandon Williams, Tyler Dubois, Dawson Moore, and Vic Case. We are halfway home. 5 laps complete and 5 laps to go for Dalton Faulkner. Faulkner and Hennigan pulling away. Graves in 3rd, Lee Patton in 4th. Joshua Martin up into the top 5 now. John Lita in 6th. Brandon Williams 7th. Tyler Dubois in 8th. Dawson Moore and Vic Case rounding out the field. Vic Case battling with Dawson Moore. He's going to pull ahead of him down the back stretch. And now they're 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Here comes Joshua Martin to the inside. Something's got to give. But fortunately, nothing does. The 88M of Joshua Martin now side by side with Lee Patton for the 3rd spot. And we got 2 laps to go for Dalton Faulkner way out front in the 27. And we got a caution flag. The 09 of Dawson Moore going to be the caution that time. 8 laps gone, 2 laps to go for Dalton Faulkner. Joshua Martin all the way up to third in the 88M as Chris Hennigan shows the outside line in the C16. Joshua Martin started in the 9th spot. He's up to third, looking for second, and the white flag is in the air. Faulkner, Hennigan, Martin, Graves, and Patton, your top 5. Williams, Lita, Case, and Dubois, and more rounding out the field, and the checker flag waving out of turn number 4. Dalton Faulkner takes the win. Chris Hennigan second, third is Joshua Martin, fourth is Luke Graves, and Lee Patton rounding out the top 5. So your top 3 cars in third from Colfax, Louisiana in the 88M, that's Joshua Martin. Second place from Marshall, Texas, the C16 of Chris Hennigan. And taking the win from Cut and Shoot, Texas in the 27, that's Dalton Faulkner. Here's going to be Heat 3 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. On the pole from Leesville in the Tiger Electric Benz Auto Restoration, Doug Rochon Trucking, Brandon Rochon Chassis. Number 23B is Blake Griffin. To his outside from Willis, Texas in the Grant Whitney Racing, number 3G is Donald Kane. Your third starter from Columbia, Louisiana, behind the wheel of the Southern Roofing, Bobby's Body Shop, PTS Race Engines, Raptor Race Cars, number S1 of Jamie Shirley. And to the outside from Texarkana, Arkansas, driving the Durham Lawn Care Herald's Transmission Best Engines Durham Race Cars, number 99X of Derek Durham. Your fifth starter hails from Anacoco, Louisiana, in the original Sugartown Watermelon Stand, Howard Lewin Construction Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 7L of Dwayne Raines. The 66 star is going to be Drayton Graham, Curtis Twardesky in the 27T, Richard Tubbs in the 1T, Jeremy Crumpler in the C8, and Jason Ingalls in the 10X. Looks like we have quite a few cars not making the call in this one. .23B of Blake Griffin, the pole sitter, was not able to make the call. 3G of Donald Kane out front now in the race lead. The S1 of Jamie Shirley in the second spot with Dwayne Raines in third. The 1T of Richard Tubbs did not show for this one. So Donald Kane, your race leader. Jamie Shirley in second with Dwayne Raines in third. Derek Durham fourth. Jason Ingalls in the fifth spot. And he won his heat race earlier. He'll now move into fourth. Drayton Graham, Curtis Twardesky, and Jeremy Crumpler rounding out the field. Dwayne Raines debuting a brand new Outlaw race car this weekend. Drove it for the first time last night at practice and qualifying. We're halfway home in this one, 5 laps down and 5 to go. Donald Kane, still your race leader in the 3G. S1 of Jamie Shirley in the second position. Dwayne Raines, Jason Ingalls, Derek Durham, Drayton Graham, Curtis Twardesky, and Jeremy Crumpler. .7L of Dwayne Raines continues to peak to the inside of Jamie Shirley, but has thus far been able to get into the second spot. We've got 2 laps to go this time, a white and a checkered. Await the 3G of Donald Kane, who's out front by about a half straightaway. White flag going to come out this time for the black 3G. Rolls through the middle of 1 and 2, off of 2 and down the back stretch. Into 3 and 4, dominates the field in heat race number 3 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. Donald Kane takes the victory. Second place is going to be Jamie Shirley. Third is Dwayne Raines. Fourth, Jason Ingalls. And rounding out the top 5 is Derek Durham. So your top 3 cars in third from Anacoco, Louisiana in the 7L. That's Dwayne Raines. Second place from Columbia, Louisiana, the S1 of Jamie Shirley. And taking the win out of Willis, Texas, the 3G of Donald Kane. Here's going to be heat race number 4 for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks from Mineral Springs, Arkansas. And the Team Smallwood Remax Club 20 Suspension Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars. Number 20 is Neil Kemp. To his outside from New Waverly, Texas. Behind the wheel of the CP Seamless Gutters Absolute Excavation Knowles Performance PRC chassis number 56 of Craig Pursley. To the inside of row number 2 out of Bossier City, Louisiana in the Twin City Towing Harold's Transmissions PTS Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 55M of Cody Myers. And from Robeline, Louisiana, driving the Scotty Shade Tree Performance Myers Automotive CB Race Engines Outlaw Race Cars number 1 of Stony DuBois. Scotty Case in the J27 from Marshall, Texas. Mike Wells in the 38 from Texarkana, Texas. Dwayne Fortenberry in the 48F from Sugartown, Louisiana. Thomas McNeil in the 22T. Cortland Smith in the 7S. And Lou Lyles in the 125. Looks like quite a few drivers not able to make the call for this one as well. Missing at least 2 drivers. I don't see the 55M of Cody Myers. He was scheduled to start to the inside of row number 2. He's not out there. Neil Kemp, your race leader. Craig Pursley in second. Scotty Case in third. And Stony DuBois in the 4th position. I believe the 125 of Lou Lyles is the other driver that we are missing. He was scheduled to start at the tail of the field. Neil Kemp, Craig Pursley, Scotty Case, Stony DuBois, Dwayne Fortenberry, Cortland Smith, Mike Wells, and Thomas McNeil. Here comes Cortland Smith to the inside of Dwayne Fortenberry. Neil Kemp in the 20 car, your race leader. 56 of Craig Pursley in the 2nd position. Scotty Case in the J27 in 3rd. Stony DuBois in 4th. Those 4 cars have pulled away from the last 4 cars, and they are all distanced away from each other. No battles to speak of on the racetrack as of right now. Cortland Smith has made his way into the top 5 in the 7S, Henry's Auto Salvage Machine. And now it looks like a problem for Mike Wells. The 22T of Thomas McNeil will roll in front of him for the 6th spot. Dwayne Fortenberry off the Speedway in the 48F. And here comes Stony DuBois to the inside of Scotty Case. Down the back straightaway, DuBois is going to follow him. And looks to peek to the inside, coming out of turn number 4. Still can't make the pass, but he's right there. 2 laps to go for Neil Kemp, more like 1.5 at this point. Midway point of the back stretch into 3 and 4, and the white flag going to come out for your fast qualifier from last night. Stony Dubois now to the inside of Scotty Case for the third place position. Dubois in third, Case in fourth, and checkered flag waves. The 20 of Neil Kemp is going to take the win. Second place is going to be Craig Persley. Coming around to grab third, it's going to be Stony Dubois. Scotty Case in fourth. Thomas McNeil will round out the top 5. Not sure what happened to Cortland Smith, but he is off the pace in the 7S. Your top 3 cars in that heat race. In third, the one from Robeline, Louisiana of Stony Dubois. Second place from New Waverly, Texas, the 56 of Craig Persley. And taking the win from Mineral Springs, Arkansas, the 20 of Neil Kemp. Heat race number 5 for the BOM Bank Factory stocks. On the pole from Dry Prong, Louisiana, in the bodies by CJ Hunter and Beck Attorneys. Rodney Howell Racing Engines, Osborne Race Cars, number 234 of CJ Howell. On the outside from Plantersville, Texas, in the State Energy Inspection, Bad Boy Motorsports Racing Engines by CB Outlaw Race Cars, number 50 of Josh Ellender. To the inside of row number 2 out of Florine in the Warshocks by Kate Dillard Racing, Brian Cook Trucks Best Engines Outlaw Race Cars, number 100 plus of Brian Cook. And to his outside from Fouke, Arkansas, driving the Pro 1 transmission, Tyler Green Trucking, number 25 of Gary Harbin. Your 5th starter is from Laneville, Texas, and he drives the Kirby floor covering Miller's Automotive 3D Motorsports Ratchet Chassis, number 2K. That is Nicholas Kirby. The 96 is Jody Laborde from Sugartown, Louisiana. The 127B is Olin Holder, the 4th from Cleveland, Texas. The 32L is Luke Wheat from Nash, Texas. The 50X is Keith Herring. He's from Ruston, Louisiana. The 0 of Mike Lavispear out of Montgomery, Louisiana. And the 44 of Toby Earhart from Anacoco, Louisiana. We are underway for heat race number 5. Josh Ellender out front, CJ Howell in second. Brian Cook in the 3rd spot with 1 lap complete. Luke Wheat in 4th. And a battle for 5th. 25 of Gary Harvin is going to hold on to it with Nicholas Kirby settling for 6th at the end of this circuit. Josh Ellender, CJ Howell, Brian Cook, your top 3 with Luke Wheat and Gary Harvin rounding out the top 5. Halfway home, 5 laps down and 5 laps to go for Josh Ellender. CJ Howell in second, Brian Cook in third. No change in the running order in the last several laps. The 25 of Gary Harbin now looking to the inside of Luke Wheat for fourth. We got 2 laps to go for Josh Ellender. CJ Howell, Brian Cook. That's your top 3. And now here comes Gary Harbin to the inside of Luke Wheat. He'll make the pass for fourth. Wheat now in fifth. Nicholas Kirby, Olin Holder the fourth. Mike Lavaspear, Keith Herring, and Toby Earhart rounding out your field. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Ellender. Off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming around to grab the checkered flag, Josh Ellender wins heat race number 5. CJ Howell in second, third is Brian Cook, fourth is Gary Harbin, and looks like Olin Holder the fourth will beat him to the line for the 5th position. So your top 3 cars in third from Florine, Louisiana, the 100 plus of Brian Cook. Second place from Dry Prong, Louisiana, the 234 of CJ Howell, and taking the win from Plantersville, Texas, the 50 of Josh Ellender. Attention in the pits, front-wheel drive 4-cylinder feature race is posted. You will be the next race after this one rolling onto the Speedway. And the final heat race of the night for the BOM Bank Factory Stocks. On the pole from Shreveport, the Triple X of Sean Graham. To the outside from Leesville, the 15 of Kyle Bassett. The L1 of Ben Leedy in the 3rd spot. JT Garland in the 99. The B1 is Kyle Cummings. Dakota Wyatt in 6th. 7th is the 193 of Philip Seals. Ross Cook in 8th in the 100. Justin Whitehead in the 36J. The 81 of Ricky Ingles and the 65 of Michael Turner. Here we go for the final heat race of the night, and it is a dandy, folks. Lots of heavy hitters in this one. Nearly 4 wide for the 2nd spot right off the bat. And the 99 of JT Garland will split the L1 on the bottom, the 15 on the top. JT Garland into the 2nd spot. Sean Graham leads lap number 1. Sean Graham, JT Garland, Ben Leedy, Dakota Wyatt, and Kyle Cummings is your top 5. Philip Seals, Justin Whitehead, Kyle Bassett, Ross Cook, Ricky Ingles, and Michael Turner is your running order. Sean Graham, JT Garland, Dakota Wyatt, and Kyle Cummings now battling for the 3rd spot. They're side by side through 3 and 4. Wyatt has the 3rd spot. Cummings in 4th. Justin Whitehead all the way up to 5th after starting 9th. Just a few laps in. Graham, Garland, and Cummings, your top 3. Cummings edged by Dakota Wyatt at the line. And here comes Justin Whitehead. It's a 3-car battle for 3rd. They're in stair-step formation off of 2 and down the back stretch. Kyle Cummings in the sandwich. Justin Whitehead on the bottom and Dakota Wyatt on the top. Sean Graham and JT Garland, your top 2. Kyle Cummings, Dakota Wyatt, and Justin Whitehead rounding out your top 5. Ross Cook, Philip Seals, Ricky Ingles, Ben Lee, and we've got one around. Ross Cook spins in turn 2. Maybe a little bit of help. And that's going to bring out the caution. BOM Bank was established in June of 1903 in Montgomery, Louisiana. Local businessmen saw a need for a financial institution to open in order to help the needs of Grant Parish. BOM now employs over 130 staff members among 16 branches across Grant, Natchitoches, Sabine, Bienville, Bossier, Caddo, and Rapides parishes. as well as Sabine and Angelina counties of Texas. As a community bank, BOM takes pride in offering the best products and services for our customers, strives to promote and revitalize our communities by volunteering and providing financial literacy, and invest in our staff by continuing their banking education. For more information on BOM Bank, visit BOFM.com. We got 6 laps complete and 4 laps to go. These will be the final 4 laps in heat race competition tonight for the BOM Bank factory stocks. After that will be the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder A feature, followed by the main event, the BOM Bank factory stock feature race for the bottom 20 in passing points. Green flag waving, 4 laps to go. Kyle Cummings with a good restart. He's able to edge by the 99 of JT Garland. Justin Whitehead moves up a position. He's in the 4th spot, now battling with Garland for 3rd. Sean Graham, Kyle Cummings, JT Garland, Justin Whitehead, and Dakota Wyatt, your top 5. Ricky Ingles right there on the outside of the top 5. Philip Seals there as well in the 7th spot. Those top 7 cars breaking out from the rest of the pack. Kyle Cummings going to try to challenge Sean Graham for the race lead and the race win. 2 laps to go. It's Graham, Cummings, Garland, Whitehead, and Wyatt, your top 5. Whitehead back to the inside. Can't find anything there. They'll roll down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. Kyle Cummings trying to set up the triple X of Sean Graham. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Sean Graham will roll the bottom side through 1 and 2. He slides up just about a car width through 1 and 2 and down the back stretch. Kyle Cummings going to give it all he's got as they roll into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waving. Who's it going to be at the line? Sean Graham takes the win. Kyle Cummings, 2nd place. JT Garland in 3rd. 4th is Justin Whitehead and Dakota Wyatt rounding out the top 5. So your top 3 cars in 3rd from Cleveland, Texas, the 99 of JT Garland. 2nd place from Minden, Louisiana, the B1 of Kyle Cummings. And taking the win from Shreveport in the Triple X is Sean Graham. Here is the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder A feature on the pole from Shreveport in the Outlaw Transmission Golf Cart Palace. Edward Rice Parts Peddling DuPont Auto Service number 06 is Jack DuPont. To the outside from Simpson, Louisiana in the Pickle Power Racing Benz Auto Tiger Electric. I believe starting on the outside pole from Sibley, Louisiana in the Brian Geis Painting, Smitty's Heating and Air, CB Raceworks number 10G is Brian Geis. Your 3rd starter from Blanchard, Louisiana in the Amsoil DuPont Auto Service TJ's Trucking 25 is Hunter Armstrong. And to the outside from Shreveport in the F5, that's Rayson Graham. Your 5th starter from Houghton, Louisiana in the XL Tax Services Wright's Towing Service, James Martin Building, DuPont Auto Service number 05 is Luke DuPont. And on the outside from Pineville, Louisiana in the Darrell's Automotive Big and Motorsports number 7 of Robert Vander Waters. Trevor Wright in the 11, Marcel Green in the 33, Michelle Tedder in the 11M, the C23 is Colin Jones, the 4JC of Chris Waters, Brian Geis in the 10G, the 10 of Tyler DeVille and the 71K of Hunter Hollis. 4-cylinder feature race. We're going 12 laps in distance for these guys. Jack DuPont, your early race leader. Brian Geis in the second spot with Hunter Armstrong in third. Fourth is Luke DuPont. And the F5 is going to be Rayson Graham, rounding out the top 5 at the moment. DuPont, Geis, Armstrong, DuPont, and Graham, your top 5 with Vander Waters, Jones, Green, and Wright rounding out the top 10. Hunter Hollis, Michelle Tedder, and Tyler DeVille rounding out the field. Michelle Tedder into the infield. Her night looks to be done in the 11M. And we've got some contact made on the front stretch. The F5 of Rayson Graham involved with the 7 of Robert Vanderwaters. Five laps down and 7 laps to go. Jack DuPont, your race leader in the 06. Green flag. Luke DuPont with a good restart in the 05, able to squeeze into the second spot. Brian Geis running third. Fourth is Hunter Armstrong. And in the fifth spot, the 4JC of Chris Waters. We're halfway home this time by 6 laps down and 6 to go. Contact between Hunter Armstrong and Brian Geis, but everybody will stay green. We are still good. The 71K of Hunter Hollis look to have a problem, but we'll continue rolling. We stay green. And Chris Waters has lost a wheel in the Ford JC. That's going to be a caution. The American Championship Series is here to give money back to the drivers. The ACS is a 100% payback point series for factory stocks and limited modifieds. The complete payout is listed on our website. Register for $100, we track your progress, and you win money. That's simple. Participating tracks are listed online as well at AmericanChampionshipSeries.com. We've got 8 laps down and 4 laps to go for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder feature race. Attention, spectators in 1 and 2. We need you to back away from the wall. You can't stand there during racing action. Please move. The lights are out. Here we go. Jack DuPont, Luke DuPont, Brian Geis, Hunter Armstrong, and Colin Jones is your top 5. Brian Geis around the outside of Luke DuPont for second, and he's wheel hopping the back end up, and they're hard into the wall. Contact between Luke DuPont and Brian Geis. They are going to keep rolling, though. Green flag still up, still displayed. Green light still on. We're still going. 06 of Jack DuPont, your race leader. Hunter Armstrong, Luke DuPont, Brian Geis. Looks like Geis has a problem in the 10G. He's going to pull it into the infield. That'll move Colin Jones into the 4th spot with Robert Vanderwaters in 5th. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Jack DuPont. And we got a couple cars together, Hunter Hollis and Tyler DeVille in 3 and 4. No harm. And continue rolling. Checker flag going to wave this time as they roll through 3 and 4. Jack DuPont takes the win. 2nd place is going to go to Hunter Armstrong. 3rd is Luke DuPont. 4th will be Colin Jones. And taking the win is Trevor Wright. Rounding out the top 5 is Trevor Wright. Climbing out of the car, make some noise for your feature winner in the front wheel drive 4 cylinders, Jack DuPont and Joel's Auto Sales Victory Lane. Jack, back in Victory Lane here at Sabine. Let's hear about all your sponsors and everybody who helps you out.
I want to thank my uncle, DuPont Auto Service, for helping fix my car last weekend. I want to thank Tomcat Transmissions, Edward Rice Parts Peddler, Golf Cart Paddlers, and Thompson Motorsport.
All right, man, you going to be back here tomorrow to try to go back-to-back?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you then. Jack DuPont, your feature winner for the front-wheel drive 4 cylinders.
I heard. He was going so fast. He had to hear it. Shaking me and pooping. He's gonna be like Elvis next to the street, so crazy. Huh? I sleep all day. I'm checking so big on him. At least we know next time not to bring boys to the town. No, I need headache medicine. My head is pounding. Boy, there's no way your headache still exists after what I did. It worked. It like peppermint toenails. It was nasty. I told you it was nasty. All I heard was, put it under your tongue! That's exactly what it tastes like. My migraine. Migraine medicine is trash. You want to grab The lid fell on my coat, so I just put it on the counter and ran. Really? The lid wasn't screwed on. I didn't know it wasn't screwed on. I went to pour it and it just kind of flopped in my cup. Get any creamer? Barely. There's solid creamer stuck to the lid up there. Chuck it. He's right. So